a disparity between the dates that you've acknowledged and the dates of the application.
Do you want me to step in here, Janet?
Yes, I do, please.
I think before the chair starts the usual spiel, I think we just noticed that your objection refers to, I think, the Carnival weekend, the 24th and 25th, whereas the application's for the 22nd and 23rd, I believe.
For the 24th, yes.
Is
Apologies.
that an error on your part?
That is an error on my part. Apologies for that. I think obviously I've made a slight typo, so I do apologise for that. But I think the fact is that the intent to object is clear. And having spoken to the applicant, we're not objecting to the event taking place. All we're doing is asking that the conditions that are on the existing licence are transferred to the 10. And under the Licensing Act, the only mechanism for doing that is to object to the 10 and ask the committee to put those conditions on. I have spoken to the applicant. I've no concern that the event will be run properly and safely. It's just that the conditions, if you're running a club or a late night bar, that the conditions that currently exist on a licence, we feel should be transferred to temporary event notice.
Okay, so I think all right, we can then start the committee hearing. So it was a typo, but your objection is basically for the Carnival, for the dates that he's applied for, and it's just basically about getting the conditions attached. So right, Janet, far away, do you?
Okay, I just would like to ask, considering what PC Perry just said, can we change the format slightly, or do we have to go through this step by step? Because it seems
we can probably speed it up. I mean, don't forget that it's being live streamed, so obviously people watching will want to kind of know what's going on. But if you just want to just kind of shorten everything and then just kind of, I think we understand where it's going. But if you just kind of speed it up, if you can cut corners a bit, that's fine. Yeah,
and I think then PC Perry could start by saying something about the dates, that he approves the application except for. I think that would help. Is that proper?
Yeah, when he comes to his bit, that's fine. Yeah, absolutely fine.
Great. Okay. Welcome to an online meeting of RBKC's licensing subcommittee, and thank you for attending. I'm Councillor Janet Evans, and I will be chairing this meeting. It is being held via Microsoft Teams, and it is also being streamed live. The committee for this hearing comprises Councillor Marie-Therese Rossi and me. Councillor Rossi, can you introduce yourself, turn your camera on, and then tell us if you have anything to declare?
Hello, my name is Councillor Marie-Therese Rossi. I represent Redcliffe Ward, and I have nothing to declare. Thank you.
Thank you. I have nothing to declare as well. We are joined remotely by Laura McGon from the licensing team. Our legal officer, Lindsay Lemasurier. Also with us are committee officers, Danny Healy, Neiman Mahudin, and Youssef Allo, who will be monitoring all of our connections and help with any technical issues we may have. Before we start the hearing for the case, just a few ground rules, please. Keep your microphones on mute until you are invited to speak. And please make sure your mobile phones are on silent. Done. Do keep your cameras on when you're speaking. You may want to turn them off if you're not speaking, because in case there are connection problems. Please note that the Microsoft Teams chat function is not monitored, so please do not use it. This is a public meeting and the chat would not be seen in the live stream. Everyone should have received the procedure for this meeting regarding the use of cameras and how to connect back in if you lose connection. Thank you. The case before us today is to consider an objection to a temporary event notice to be held at Subterranea 12 Acklam Road, London W10 5QZ. Now for declarations of interest. I have no declarations of interest, and neither does Councillor Rossi, as she mentioned before. The quorum for this meeting is 2. In the unlikely event that I lose connection, the meeting will be temporarily adjourned until I can reconnect. Clarity, I will outline the procedure of the meeting, which, as already mentioned, has been circulated with the papers and it's online. First, the licensing officer, Laura McGowan, will give a brief outline of the 10. Please, could you confirm your attendance?
Confirm, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank
Then
you.
I'll ask the premises user, Mr. Demoy Robertson, to present his submission. He will have up to a maximum of 10 minutes to do so. Please, could you confirm your attendance, Mr. Robertson?
I can confirm.
Okay, thank you. Now questions may be asked by members of the committee, the legal officer, and the police of the premises user. Next, the police, PC Mark Perry, will present his objection. He will have up to a maximum of 10 minutes to do so. Please, could you confirm your attendance?
I'm here, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Then questions may be asked by members of the committee, the legal officer, and the premises user of the police. After this, we will ask our legal officer, Ms. Lemasurier, to deal with any further questions she may have, and there will be a discussion as to any potential conditions from the existing license that could be attached to the 10. Please, could you confirm your attendance?
Present, Chair.
Thank you. Finally, we will turn to the governance team to see if any issues have been raised that we need to consider. The meeting will then be reconvened and our determination will be verbally announced. I would like to remind everyone that the committee has read the papers, which comprises the main pack, so there is no need to repeat their content. Please do draw our attention to certain points and pages, and governance will move the document on the screen for us. Let's get going. Ms. McGowan, can you outline the 10 for us and confirm whether any additional papers have been received?
Thank you and good afternoon. We have before us today a temporary event notice which has been received an objection from PC Mark Perry on behalf of the Metropolitan Police on the grounds of prevention of crime and disorder and public safety. Mr. Demoy Robertson has submitted a temporary event notice for Friday the 22nd, Saturday the 23rd of August 2025, between the hours of 9 p.m. and 3 a.m. the following morning to use Subterranea, 12 Acklam Road, London W10 5QZ for a club night with amplified music and sales of alcohol during the Notting Hill Carnival weekend. The maximum number of people permitted at any one time would be 499. A copy of this 10 and plan are attached as Appendix A of today's bundle. A summary of the objection can be found on pages 2 and 3 of today's bundle, and the objection is attached as Appendix C. Relevant extracts from the Council's Statement of Licensing Policy are attached as Appendix D. The premises are located in the Goulburn ward directly under the Westway and on the south side of Acklam Road, close to its junction with Blagrove Road. A map of the area is attached as Appendix E. A list of licensed premises within the vicinity is attached as Appendix F. A map of the 2024 Carnival footprint indicating the parade route, location of sound systems, bars and street trading sites, safe areas and other matters are attached as Appendix G. For clarity, Chair, this map is an illustrated purpose only, as the map for 2025 is yet to be finalised.
Thank you.
A list of temporary event notices received so far for this year's carnival is attached as Appendix H. This list excludes notices that have been withdrawn or issued with counter notices. Some of these notices may still be under consultation. In determining this matter, the committee must have regard to the objection notice from the police and take such steps that they consider necessary for the promotion of the licensing objectives. The steps are A, to issue a counter notice if it considers it's necessary for the promotion of the licensing objectives to do so. B, take no action and allow the notice to have effect. Or C, as the premises has the benefit of a premises licence, the committee can impose one or more conditions which are specified on the premises licence, which the committee considers are not consistent with the carrying out of licensable activities under the temporary event notice. There are no additional papers that I've been made aware of. This concludes my summary of this afternoon's proceedings.
Thank you. Can we have the illustration of the premises put up on the screen so when Mr. Robertson speaks, he can show us some of the areas that are of concern?
Of course, Chair, my colleague is just pulling it up now.
Thank you. Are you ever able to turn it around? Yeah, let's see. Yeah, this is the way. Thank you so much. Okay, Mr. Robertson, please can you present your submission? Please do turn your camera on if you like. You have up to 10 minutes to do so.
Hi, everyone. I've submitted this temporary event notice for two separate events on the 22nd and the 23rd of August. I'd like to state previously that I did have a 10 in place that for the 22nd, which received no objection. However, because we have two events going on, we were advised to withdraw and resubmit. I've submitted the temporary event notice without an event management plan and a risk assessment because it was not a requirement to do so, based on the parameters of it being an indoor event. I was not aware that we needed one, either of those, but we have both of those completed. I also did email over all relevant parties a complete risk assessment of the venue, which we adhere to. We have no issues with some of the licensing condition being attached to the temporary event notice. However, there are a few that we feel do not coincide with the type of event that we're running, as the licensing conditions were pretty much brought forward with the understanding that the space was being run as a regular nightclub and a regular nightclub with several sort of public disorder issues. As we are doing one-off events, we don't feel that some of these conditions should be applicable. So there are, I think, 5 or 6 of the conditions on the license that...
I'm going to stop you there. We noticed that.
Yep.
And our legal advisor is going to discuss conditions after the submissions. And you can go through it then. But we know about it.
Okay.
Okay. So you'll just agree or not agree with her. Okay.
No problem. Yeah. So minus that, we have sort of all our security protocols in place. We have all of our traffic management, public disorder protocols in place. The venue currently has CCTV. Yeah, I'm happy to sort of comply with whatever needs to be complied with. These are two separate promoted events that we're sort of planning on running.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions from my committee? Councillor Rossi?
Yes, Mr. Robertson, sorry. From what PC Perry has said, you have now talked to the police, but reading through the papers, what concerned me is that you hadn't taken part in the process with the Notting Hill Carnival Limited. It said you hadn't contacted the police and that you hadn't worked with the council's event team. Was this because it's not actually on the carnival days? And I note now that you have actually spoken to the police, but those are my questions as to why you didn't do these things previously.
Sure. So that's actually not true. I've had several meetings with the police. I'm afraid there was a breakdown in communication because I can also send over the dates. So I was actually asked to not do any events over Notting Hill Carnival itself. So based on the Sunday and the Monday, both the police and Notting Hill Carnival and RBKC in a meeting had asked me if we would refrain from doing any events on those days. I complied, even though that's a huge loss of income for us. So I did agree to not do those. Again, because these days are not actually on the carnival days, I didn't take the view that I needed to do any of that, because legally, again, that's not something that you have to do when submitting TENs. But it's incorrect that I didn't speak to both the police, Notting Hill Carnival and RBKC.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. I accept what you say, so I'm sorry if I got it made a mistake. Thank you.
Okay. And what are the names of your events?
Sure. I'll just pull those up for you. So the first name of the event is just called a pre-warm-up house event. And the second event is Big Nasty's pre-carnival party.
Okay. And is it ticketed, or they pay at the door, or how will that work?
Both ticketed events, no pay on the door.
I see. So they'll buy them online?
Correct, yes.
Okay. And you're anticipating 499?
At the max, yeah. We're expecting between 350 to 499, yeah.
Okay. And what price are the tickets?
The ticket prices are £20 to £30.
Okay. So you're looking at a sort of a younger market, is that correct? Or
no, the market that we're looking at is pretty much 25 and up, depending on how younger is defined.
yeah, okay. So 25 and up, and you'll be, if they have the tickets ahead of time, will you still ID them, or?
Yeah, so we'll take IDs, and also we'll also do photos of all the people that are coming into the premises and keep those for 30 days as well.
Okay. Now, do you anticipate that any conflict with crowds from another event, such as Panorama or anything like that?
No, because we've done events before, we understand the layout of the area. So we're actually going to implement like an access management system to ensure that sort of people coming in and out are only people who have tickets for the event.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what is your day job?
I'm a project manager, so I work for the Westway Trust. I've worked for them for over a year and a half, and I manage several of their spaces. So yeah, also another nightclub which is on the Westway Trust land. I'm the DPS there as well. So I manage events and different projects.
So you're familiar with the area?
Oh yes, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. And you said you will have guards, SIAs, or?
Yeah, we have SIA trained guards. We will have sort of the license only speaks to, I think, about 2 for every 100, but for each of the events we'll have a minimum of 8 SIA guards, as well as stewards as well for traffic management.
Okay. Okay, that's all the questions I have. Councillor Rossi, do you have an additional question?
No further questions.
Any questions from our legal officer?
Just one or two. Is it just amplified recorded music, or are you having live music?
Amplified recorded.
So no live singers, just kind of recorded music that's amplified, yeah?
Just recorded, yes. On the second day, the person who's doing the event, he is a public figure, so he might be on the mic, but I don't envision any performances.
Okay. And is there any, I know you've not applied for late night refreshment, but I know it's deregulated till 11 p.m. anyway. Is there any food supplied at all?
No, and that's also one of the conditions that I made a note about.
The no food. Okay, look. That's it. I think any other questions will come out in the conditions session. Thank you.
Okay, PC Perry, any questions?
No questions, Chair.
Okay. Now for PC Perry representing the police case. There, your camera's on. Good. You have up to 10 minutes.
Thank you, Chair. I hope to take substantially less. First of all, I'd like to apologise for the confusion. The police is a multi-headed hydra and not all the heads speak to each other. So when I put in my objection that I hadn't had any contact or the police had any contact with the applicant, that's true to the best of my knowledge. I didn't believe we had. But as you can imagine, there are many police departments and teams working on the carnival. So I did speak to the applicant and apologise for that. And I fully accept that he has had contact with the police, but not necessarily with our team. And I fully accept that the applicant is a responsible person, and as I said earlier, I have no concerns with him running the event. I'm sure it'll be run in a safe and professional manner. It's just literally the only mechanism for attaching conditions to a temporary event notice is if, firstly, that the premises has a license, which in this case it does, and secondly, to object to the temporary event notice and ask the committee to consider putting the conditions on. So it's not that I object to the event taking place. I don't think it's going to be a risk or undermine our licensing objectives. It's just simply that when you're having a late night venue open for 499 people, there needs to be certain safeguards and conditions put in place. And because it is a late night bar stroke club where there are artists performing and people turning up, we need to have the conditions that are on the license. I also accept that not all those conditions are relevant, and I'm heartened to see that we can go through later on and remove the conditions that are simply not necessary. And I have spoken to the applicant about that as well. So we have pretty much tried to sort of organise between ourselves that we're in broad agreement on quite a bit of this. And I believe it is just a case of if the committee is willing to attach the conditions that you think are relevant to promote the licensing objectives and making sure that the ones that are not necessary and not necessarily enforceable are not imposed on the temporary event notice. Obviously, this is a busy weekend. It's the pre-run to Notting Hill Carnival. We are expecting people to be there. I know the Big Nasty is a big draw and expected that the event will do really well. So I just argue that the conditions that the majority of conditions on the licence with regards to CCTV, instant log, security dispersal plans, egress plans, are attached to the temporary event notice to make sure that the event is safe and well run. I also have to thank the applicant for sending the risk assessment over. It does in many ways mirror the conditions, but having the conditions in place just means that everyone knows where they are and they are enforceable to make sure that they are kept to. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the committee? Councillor Rossi.
No, thank you, Chair. That's clear.
Yeah, I just have one question. How do you view the whole weekend? Because we have Notting Hill Carnival, we have Panorama on Saturday, and Mr. Robertson wants an event Friday and Saturday. Would you consider the whole event, and is it policed or viewed in the same way as Carnival weekend, or do we look at it as two separate things?
Yeah, that's the great question. It's a bit like how many angels can dance on the pinhead question. So it's kind of, we take it as part of the Notting Hill Carnival because it's part of the weekend. And the reason we asked Mr. Robson not to have any events over the Notting Hill Carnival weekend was because part of that area is an area where police are trying to keep it closed so they can, get it ready. It's called a sterile zone. So there would be concerns about how we get people in and obviously maybe a disorder taking place as people are refused entry because they haven't got tickets. But we do treat it separately. So on the nights that he's operating it, there aren't people in the area having been to Carnival. So that risk is removed. There are people who are maybe down who are staying locally who are ready for the Carnival, but that's a much smaller risk from our point of view. And, having spoken to the applicant and looked at the risk assessment that he sent over and the fact that he's got previous experience of running events in his venue, we believe that with the conditions on the license, he can manage that safely. So it is a heightened level of risk, and we are aware of the other events going on, but as much as possible, we try to treat it as normal business, just with a few extra concerns added in.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from our legal officer?
No, it might. I've got one. Which other venue does Mr. Robertson? Is he the DPS or just be interested to know?
I think Mr. Robertson can ask that. He said he was the DPS of another premises in the Westway.
Yeah, the premises is under.
Under.
Yeah, UNDR.
Whereabouts is that?
3 Thorpe Close.
3 Ford Close.
Thorpe.
Okay.
THRPE. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, beg your pardon. 3 Thorpe Close. What kind of premises is that then?
That's a nightclub with a late license also.
Under. UNDER.
UNDR.
UNDR. Right. Okay. Sorry. No other questions from me. Thank you.
Is that in Westminster?
No, it's also in Westway. It's a short walk away from the same venue.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any questions from Mr. Robertson for the police?
I have no questions.
Okay. At this stage, I think we'll ask our legal officer to deal with any other queries. Especially, we will discuss the conditions from the existing license that could potentially be attached to the 10.
Thank you. Governance, can you put the conditions on the screen, please? I think I just sent them through as a separate document, but they're obviously enclosed in the pack as well. I think what I'm just going to do is if we just, obviously we can only impose whole conditions, not kind of, we can't cut and paste and do bits and pieces. So we need to consider the condition in a whole. So once governance has got the document on the screen, I'll make a start.
One second, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and pull up the draft conditions.
Thank you, Nima. Great, lovely, thanks. Right, number 8 we'll jump to because obviously 1 to 7 are mandatory. I think you said there's CCTV there. Can I ask Mr. Robertson and the police whether we should include number 8, which I think is probably a yes, but can I have their views, please? Mr. Perry?
Yes.
Thank you. Police?
Yep, no. Condition 8, yep.
Yep, okay, that's a yes. Number 9?
Yes, I think that's fairly standard.
Mr. Robertson? Yep, okay.
Yes.
Number 10, I think is okay.
Yes.
Number
Yep.
11, I think is okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Number 12, I think is okay.
Yes.
Number 13 is a standard one, I think is okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Number 14, I think is okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Number 15, I think is okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Number 16, I think is okay.
Yes.
Number
Yep.
17 is okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I put a question mark by number 18 because I think this more pertains to the actual premises license holder, but I don't know what your views are, both of you.
At the moment, sorry, Mark.
No, please go. No, please go ahead. It's okay.
At the moment, we are currently in the process of getting the license back. The previous tenants that we evicted, we haven't received the license back. So this is why we're actually having to do most of these tens. So right now, it's really difficult to sort of have this training and have these things in place, as a lot of the staff that we use, they receive training, but it's all ad hoc training before the event. So this one I did have an asterisk next to this.
I
Okay,
would
so
agree.
maybe no.
I have no objection to this condition not being attached to the license. It's more of an ongoing thing. I think the applicant has applied sort of a risk assessment, and I think if he gives an undertaking that his staff will be given instruction on the night to make sure to keep noise down, and then when the license is granted or taken over, he can make sure that the official training is done and documents are kept.
It's just out of interest. This is just for my information only. Who owns the building? Is it a council-owned building then?
It's a Westway Trust-owned building.
Okay, so the Westway are seeking possession of it from whoever the current lessee is, I guess.
Correct.
And then once, presumably, they've got possession back, then then another premises license holder will be sought, and the premises license will be a new. Well, this premises license will be reenacted with the new premises holder. Okay.
Correct. Yes.
Thank you. Okay. The committee also, if you have any comments, please chip in. 19, I think, is okay to include.
Yes.
Yep.
Number 20, I think, is okay to include.
Yes.
Yep.
21.
Yep.
Fine. 20. We need to say 22. Safe for occasions agreed with the police in writing before an event. A minimum of 2 SIA should be on duty. I think that's fine.
Yep.
23 is fine.
Yes. This is something that I did have a question about regarding 100 meters from the venue. It's quite extensive. There's also a market on Fridays where there's a lot of rubbish just left everywhere. So this is something that I don't know how serious it is, but in terms of litter 100 meters away, most of that won't be ours.
Okay.
I have a suggestion.
Go on then.
I was going to say, I'm happy not to include 23. I think perhaps, obviously no one wants glitter around, so perhaps if the applicant can agree that have some bins outside the premises and ask customers to put stuff in it before they leave and just make sure the immediate vicinity is clear, then fine. I think 100 meters is a bit excessive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not.
Can I
Okay.
add something, please? It's to Mr. Robertson advantage also, because he won't want people coming in with their own alcohol or drinks or soft drinks. He wants them to spend money inside. So have them empty, throw everything away in your bins outside of the premises.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. It's a safety thing also.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. Number 25, I think is okay to include.
Yep.
Number 26, I think is okay to include.
Yes.
Yep.
Number 27, I think it's okay to include.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't think 28 was relevant because you said there was no cooking.
No, it's fine.
Correct. Yeah.
29, I think I've got that okay to include. Shall receive
I would
training.
I'd say that's the same as the previous condition with regards to noise management, in that the applicant has submitted a risk assessment, but I think it'd be difficult to hold them to sort of like having training records and everything else for a temporary event notice. So happy to, we'll trust the applicant. He's put a risk assessment, he's got security plans, and the other conditions make it safe. This is more of a safeguarding and trusting thing in long term. So happy to have that kept off.
Okay, thank you very much. What about 30? Include that, yeah?
Include that, yeah, because it's just basically saying that they'll have the security will know where they're going to be at certain times, and I'm sure that'll be done as part of the normal security operation of the premises.
Yeah.
Okay, what about 31? Is that the same as, obviously you want to preserve any crime preservation, but obviously you won't be keeping 6 months worth of records. What's your view on 31?
Exactly the same. It's kind of like, it's very difficult for a temporary event notice to have records of being done, being kept, but there's a security plan and a risk assessment, and as long as staff are briefed if there is an event and a crime that takes place, that the scene is preserved, especially if there's a spiking or, God forbid, a sexual assault or a serious assault, that the scene is kept sterile as possible until we can come and grab forensics and DNA from the premise, from the area, and gather evidence. That would be great.
Thank you. 32 is okay, I think.
Yes.
Yep.
I think the same for 33 as 29 and 31.
Yeah,
that's got about 6 months.
The only thing I would ask is, I'm sure the applicant will do it anyway, is Mr. Robson will do it anyway, is just make sure that his staff are briefed before the event to make sure that they aren't serving people who are intoxicated, and if they are intoxicated, write down that they're being refused, part of the refusal log condition, and offer them call them a taxi home, or make sure they can get home with friends.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. 34 I think is okay.
Yep.
35 I think is okay.
Yep.
36 I've got that as okay. I don't know what your views are.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Robertson.
Yeah. That's fine.
37 is okay, and 38.
Yes.
Okay, just having a list.
I think at the time of this, I think the way people get taxis and rides home have changed slightly. Most people will be using Ubers, so we can't really communicate with any taxi companies. However, what we can do is we can move them away from the resident area outside the space. which is part of our traffic management plan as well, so that we don't have loads of people loitering after the event right outside the residence. We will move them down Acklam Road.
If I may, sorry, go on.
Yeah. No, I was waiting for you to say. Go ahead.
Sorry, with 36, 37, 38, I would suggest that they're not transferred over because, as Mr. Roberts said, most people call Ubers or online taxis now, so there's really no one to marshal. I think that could be replaced with an undertaking that there'll be a dedicated marshal outside who will liaise with the pickups, making sure they're not blocking roads and people are getting in the right cab. So if you can give that undertaking, I think we can leave 36, 37 and 38 off, because they're pretty much unenforceable.
You okay with that, Mr. Robertson?
Yes, definitely.
Thank you. Right, 39 I've got as okay.
Yep.
It's 40 I've got okay, just keeping an incident log just of the, because there's no time limit on that.
Yes, we have that anyway. Yeah.
Yep.
Brilliant. Okay. Right, number 41. I wasn't too sure whether this was relevant or not. I mean, if you're open from 9 to 3, what's the police view on no one coming in after 11 p.m?
I think it would severely hamstring Mr. Robertson's business if that were to be imposed, and I think it's more likely to cause more problems than it would solve. So I'm happy to not have that condition on there.
Yeah, we will implement a last entry, but I'm thinking more about 12:30 rather than 11.
1 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Thank you. So I'm just making a note. I think 42 is okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you got an intoxication policy?
Yes, we do. Yes.
43 is okay. 44 I wasn't going to include because you're not going to be providing food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
45. What's your view on that?
My view is it's a good idea, but it depends on the night. So I mean, and the weather. But yeah, keeping people inside the venue until their taxis arrive is usually a good idea. It stops people sort of like arguing over cabs or getting into disagreements outside. But if it is busy and people do want to step outside, you can't really stop them. So
okay, lovely. Right, 46 I've not included. 47 I've not included. 48 I've not included because I don't think they're relevant. 49 I think we should include because on Friday and Saturday nights, which happily coincide with your event nights, when the capacity, I know it's above 500, but yours is up to 499. You could have a minimum of 3 SIA, but I think you said, did you say 8 you're having anyway?
We'll have 8, yes, correct.
Okay, so I think we'll keep in 49. Is that okay with you, Mr. PC Perry?
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you very much.
50 I haven't included.
No, that's fine.
And 50, well, I think 51, I think it
Covered.
repeats something else earlier on, but yeah, I think we include that. Yeah. Right. Does anybody else, I mean, obviously we can't add any more conditions. Is there anything that we've missed or anything anybody else wants to say?
I'd just like to ask about the loo area. How are the loos? How many do you have? Is there any security near there? Or?
Yes, we have an accessible toilet, which is on the ground floor. And then upstairs, we have 2 separate male and female toilets. Each of those, the female, there are about 15 different cubicles in there. And the males, we have, I think, 6 urinals and 6 cubicles as well. So we have extensive toilet facilities. And yes, security guards will be based upstairs near the toilet. And then we also do regular round checks every 20 to 30 minutes as well in each of the toilets.
Okay.
Is the premises ground floor and basement? Because you just said upstairs. I'm getting confused. What levels are the premises on?
The ground floor is on sort of street level, and then we have an upstairs.
Okay, is the Laura? I mean, I might be getting confused here, but I thought there was a basement floor and a ground floor plan.
I'll need to check the plans. Just give me a moment. I'll have a look through the report with the plans on.
I thought it was called subterranean because it was subterranean.
I think because it's under the Westway, but
okay.
You applied logic to it, you see, that's where you went wrong.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I think it's because it's under the Westway. But let me just pull up the.
I mean, obviously the licenses are premises are licensed, but I was just because when you were talking about ground floor and the upstairs, that's what threw me.
Yeah, the plans are pretty old that are attached to the license.
I do have updated DWGs. If I can circulate those as well, it might be easier for everyone to see after the call. I have updated drawings that are a lot clearer than these.
Mhm.
You can probably circulate them to the police because I think they'll probably find them handy.
Yeah, we've got ground floor, and I can't see if it says first floor. We need to dig the plans out, but I'm pretty
fine,
sure.
It probably is then. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
probably
pretty
is
sure
then.
that it's ground floor and then the upper level, and you can look over onto the ground floor from the upper level.
Okay.
From memory.
My confusion. Apologies. Right. Is there anything else before the councillors go to consider their decision?
Not from the police.
Not from me.
Mr. Robertson?
No.
Janet, back to you.
Will you have any water available for people who are in a mess?
Yes, water is completely free of charge, and we have substantial water that can be bought as well. Yeah.
Okay, good. No, any licensing officers, anything to add?
Nothing from me, thank you.
And governance, anything?
No, nothing from us. Thank you.
Okay. So we've reached the end of the meeting. The committee now has all the information needed, and we will retire to make our decision in private session. We will be back here in 15 minutes. So we will adjourn for 15 minutes, and then we will reconvene with our verbal decision. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair.
See you in 15.
Thank you.
can we carry on, please?
Yes, you're ready. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, first of all, it has came out during the hearing that Councillor Rossi does have a declaration to make, although that has not affected our hearing. But for transparency, Councillor Rossi, can you declare, please?
Yes, it came out during the hearing that Mr. Robertson is an employee of the Westway Trust, and I am a trustee of the Westway Trust. I have never met Mr. Robertson previously, and it did not affect my decision in any way, but I thought that I ought to declare it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, the committee has considered an objection from the police to a temporary event notice, which has been given by Mr. Demoy Robertson for the sale of retail of alcohol on the premises and the provision of regulated entertainment indoors, including the performance of live. No, we're not having live music, sorry. So the playing of recorded music at the above premises on Friday, 22 August and Saturday, 23 August 2025, between the hours of 2100 to 3 o'clock the following day. The committee has considered the committee papers and the submissions made by the parties, both orally and in writing. In reaching its decision, the committee has had regard to the relevant legislation, the Secretary of State's guidance, and the authority's statement of licensing policy. In summary, the committee decided, after taking into account all the individual circumstances of the case and the prevention of crime and disorder and the public safety licensing objectives, not to issue a counter notice, but where the premises has the benefit of a premises license, to impose one or more conditions which are specified on the premises license under Section 106A of the Licensing Act 2003, which the committee considers are appropriate for the promotion of the licensing objectives and would not be inconsistent with the carrying out of the licensable activities under this 10. These conditions to be attached will be numbers 1 to 17, 19 to 22, 25 to 27, number 30, number 32, 34 to 35, 39 to 40, 42 to 43, 45, 49, and 51. A copy of the reasoned decision will be provided without undue delay. If the police would like to appeal against this decision, such appeal must be made to the magistrate's court within 21 days from the date of notification of the full decision, but in any event, no later than 5 working days before the start of the proposed temporary event. Thank you very much. This was a very productive hearing, and I thank you all for your time.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to echo that and thank the committee and the legal officers and everyone else. It's a good example of how licensing should work, where we've reached the right outcome and everyone's worked together in a collaborative spirit. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Chair, I'd just like to say I'll keep in the words and live music, because Mr. Robertson mentioned the possibility of, I think the Saturday night person might come along and might do live music. I think you mentioned it's a one-off possible.